Mr. Covey. Hey everybody, Mr. Covey. This is 5-2 number 31. This is a hard problem. Okay? Try to stick with me. I'm looking at it. I'm getting a little bit of a back sub vibe from it. You guys ever get vibes from indefinite integrals? I'm getting a back subby vibe. Like, oh, I wish it was just the monomial was in the denominator and this thing was up here. Anyway, I'm going to try some u subby thing. I'm going to call the bottom u. Ugh, ew. The problem is this du is really messy. Okay? Here's what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to do this. Let's try and follow what I did here. There's probably a more elegant way to do this. Ignore this for a second. I'm going to say, okay, I called this u, so I'm going to make this u. I want to get in du, so I want a 2 in the denominator, so I introduced the 2 in the denominator, so I balance it with 2 out there. I wanted a square root of x in the denominator. I looked at this. I said, how do I get a square root of x in the denominator? I divide square root of x by x. So this yellow part would result in a square root of x in the denominator. That's why I put that green x there. So the square root of x over x will give me a square root of x in the denominator. I'm trying to get u in there. I'm trying to get this part in there. I can't just add an x in the denominator unless I balance it with an x in the numerator. Okay. So I balance that x in the denominator with an x in the numerator. Again, I'm trying to get the du in there. So if you look at this green chunk, that's du. That's this. So I replace that with the du. Here, I simplified it here. There's my du. So I put the du in there. I have the u in the denominator, that's fine. But I still have this x hanging up top. So now I've gotten u's and du's, but I still have an x in there. And now this is where the back sub comes into play. So now I'm going to replace that x with a u plus 3 squared because I rearranged my original u. That's this back sub here. Okay, so then I used a little back sub and I was left with this. That balancing the x in the denominator with an x in the numerator is the weird part. Okay, but it's the same idea we've been doing. How do you it's the same thing I did with the 2. I put the 2 in the bottom, I put the 2 on top. I wanted an x in the bottom to help me get in the du, so I put an x on top. That is something you're allowed to do. It doesn't happen very often, and it's kind of weird, but that's the weird part. From there, I think you guys can do this. The hard part about it, if you looked at the book solutions, I think I put it in here. Yeah, is they just went from here to here in one step. Classic book people. From here, FOIL it out. It's monom, denom, split it up. Integrate each part individually. Don't forget to sub it back in terms of x. It's not too bad after that. Cool. You guys good? Okay. And they FOILed this all out. Oops. They FOILed this all out and combined like terms to get that. This is probably fine to leave it though. Okay. Thanks for watching.